2TC is an achievement in Balloons Tower Defense 6 where you need to complete a chimps game using just 2 towers. Today we're going to be doing this with the Superstorm, Druid and the Perma-Spike Spike Factory. Kicking off our adventure, we're going to be placing down our Druid, obviously, because it's the only one of these 2 towers which we can start this adventure with. I would prefer to go with 502 just to give it additional attack speed, but round 79 gives me the urge of wanting Heart of Oak, just so that we don't deal with a regrow overflow of overpopulating balloons, if you get my gist. Too many regrows to try and consider Heart of Thunder, so that we can deal damage to a lot of balloons simultaneously when we attack them, but obviously the attack strength is, well, around the same, honestly. Then again, the Heart Thunder does 2 damage, whereas the Thorns still only do 1 damage, so twice as powerful, but it does rely on lots of balloons being nearby for the Thunder to arc over. Now we can get our Spike Factory down, which means our camo issues are no longer a thing. Although definitely we need to go with like the smart spikes, long life spikes, deadly spikes. Obviously we need the top half, like it's the only viable option in a 2 tower chimp scenario because of DDTs. And also round 59 as well. Round 24, camo balloon, just deal with that. Yeah, I think the majority of the game we're going to have our Spike Factory on smart. Just because I want this backmost area of the map covered with spikes, just so that if we do get any escapees, then they will meet their match. Go up to bigger stacks and then the white hot spikes. I don't remember if that's actually their correct name, and still quite far to be able to get it. Yeah, white hot spikes. I thought it was that, but I just wanted to make sure. If you enjoy these videos, then please be sure to give a video a like, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel so that you'll see more videos like this in your subscriptions box, because not everyone who watches my videos are subscribed. I'm not saying that each and every single one of you has to click that subscribe button, or that would actually be absolutely brilliant, but the more the merrier, and the closer we get to 10,000 subscribers, or the sooner we get there, the sooner I go through the torture of a base mortar 2 mega pop scenario. Doesn't that sound enticing? Please click the subscribe button so that I can get through that torment. Right, round 33, camo balloons. No issues whatsoever. They all go to the back of the map and get cancelled out by the big amount of piles that we have at the back of the map here. The piles being spikes. Heart of Oak also works with the Heart of Thunder itself, so it's just any attack in which the Druid sends off, which enables regrow balloons to lose their regrow feature, which is kind of handy when you're dealing with rounds like 79, unless you know you can wipe off each and every single regrow balloon that there is, but it's just nice to have it than not have it. Deadly spikes online. Fancy that, every single, well, nearly every single pink balloon dealt with before a single regrow camo green is dealt with. Now this is a key upgrade in this entire spiel. Druid of the Storm, blowing back balloons which survive the attack of the Druid, which means that we can grow even more spike paths at the end of the map, because we could essentially make the travel time in which a balloon can get to the end of the map much longer than it normally is. Although it does have a time duration and a round duration. Either one of the 2 conditions needs to be met before a spike pile disappears, and deadly spikes only last for 2 rounds, perma-spikes last for 5 rounds. It's kind of important to have the Heart of the Oak because of these regrow rainbows at the end of a round here. Round 49 is also prevalent. Round 61 prevalent. Can't think of anything else before round 79 though that is like regrow prevalent. Here we go, Moab here. An innocent little bee with their nightcap on. I just love the nightcap, honestly. I think it's the Z effect that makes me like it the most, the nightcap. Ball lightning. I haven't tried a test to see if just ball lightning and perma-spike work. I don't believe that it would, because you would have to really rely on the Perma-Spike to pop all of the Mer class balloons, because at a certain point, this stops degrading them down to just ceramics. But if they go down to just ceramics, then the ball lightning would be able to deal with them just fine, honestly. But, nah, we need the Superstorm. Superstorm for the DDTs as well, which is honestly a, like a tier 5 upgrade, which grants the tower camo detection. It's rather odd, but I'd rather have that than, let's say, Rosalia's level 20, which is incredibly specific to one upgrade, but this is one kind of target, camo balloon. So that's pretty good in comparison to a specific upgrade in which level 20 Rosalia gets, which is... I honestly think it's the worst level 20 throughout the entire game. Rosalia's level 20 is probably the worst out of any hero. Well, probably besides Benjamin for a 2-tower chimp scenario, but some heroes just do not appear in 2TC, and Rosalia is one of them. I felt bad for anybody on the admin team for the Balloons Tower Defense 6 Index that was accepting submissions. It's like, oh, which 2TC has been done today? Oh, it's just another Corvus one in like update 40. It's like, welcome to the 300th Corvus one today. I'm glad Rosalia is not a breaking hero like Corvus was. Even Gerardo for that matter, honestly. Like, I'm glad that 1TCs are kind of found in a way, just so that you can remove so many submissions from the fray. Even though stuff like Flying Fortress is abusable, Wizard Lord Phoenix is abusable. Well, Flying Fortress is definitely the most abusable, for goodness sakes. Like, once you get Flying Fortress before round 90, it's just game over. I don't know how you would be able to get a game over at that point, honestly. And camo ceramics dealt with, because this is the only thing that can actually deal with them. But with the delays thanks to this around 50, it means that we can produce even more deadly spikes at the back of the map. We can occasionally degrade these Moabs down, just like you saw the second one there. We was able to downgrade that one down to ceramics before it got the back here, but most of the time Moabs are going to make it to the deadly spikes piles. What's really interesting about, well, not interesting, but what's really important about deadly spikes Perma-Spike is that if you do lose a run in a 2TC scenario, the game doesn't remember how many spike piles you had and how much life each pile had left, so it considers it as a fact that it was not even put there to begin with. So if you do fail a run with a Perma-Spike or anything along those lines, you have to restart the run. Otherwise, you just will not be able to go through that round anyways. Rainbow camos? No, thank you very much. And as you could tell, oh my goodness sakes, that was close. Like, that just goes to show you the life expectancy of these. Are we going to be able to do this? Oh my goodness sakes, saved by the Druid of the Storm there. Like, as you tell, we were very low on spike piles at the end there. Not good whatsoever. It's nice because once the Moabs are popped into ceramics, then the Druid of the Storm, or Ball of Lightning in this case, can actually just chuck back all the balloons so that you can have some kind of reset to the amount of piles that you have at the back of a map here. It's a combination which has... Let me just have a look at this actually on the index. This particular 2TC has been done on 23 different maps. So that just goes to show you how potent this combination is because of the stalling of Superstorm along with just the power of the Perma-Spike itself. Now, speaking of Perma-Spike, we were able to afford it on round 58. Do I want you camo-less survival, or should I just wipe you out? Now, I'm just going to leave you so that we can produce even more of these Perma-Spikes. Like, this is a strategy. Just stall as long as possible, and then hopefully at some point be able to reset your pile counter of spikes at the back of the map here. I think originally the Perma-Spike never had a time duration, so if you can just permanently stall the round, you could literally have as many Perma-Spike piles as you want, but it only ever had a round duration. But in a way, it's kind of good that Ninja Kiwi has implemented a time duration, just so that you can't just have an unstoppable wall that can just instantly KO a round 400 fortified bad, let's just say. Like, imagine that kind of scenario just going on. No thank you. Although for the player, obviously that's good, but just for your computer, like, you need a lot more RAM to deal with the huge amounts of spikes that you sometimes produce. Yeah, Heart of Oak going well here when it comes to de-regrowifying the zebra regrows there. Each attack landed on a regrow, taking away the regrow property. Do not like that, which is why we went with Heart of Oak. I've not said it multiple times, but sometimes multiple times of a said bit of information being dotted throughout the video, it can be good. It can be good for remembering. What's weird about, I think this is like the only tower which does this. So the Ball Lightning and Druid of the Storm have the plasma damage type, so it can pop anything but purples. But with other attacks, which a energy or a plasma or a fire-based attack tries to interact with a purple, it removes a projectile and reduces pierce down to 0. But with the tornado and the ball of lightning, it doesn't pop the purples, but the projectiles themselves are still on the screen, which is really odd. So it's kind of like with explosives in general with black balloons and zebra balloons, where it can't pop them, but projectiles themselves still have potential on them, which is pretty good. Round 63, coming to a halt. And honestly, once we get Superstorm, it's just game over. Like unless we just do some kind of sloppy build here, or we X out of a game and re-enter it with all these Perma-Spike piles disappeared, then there's not much that can go wrong for us, honestly. Fortified Moabs, no thank you. Welcome to Superstorm and Perma-Spike gameplay. This is what's going to happen at some point throughout the scenario. No damage, just Perma-Spike piles disappearing and new ones taking their place. I wonder when Ninja Kiwi is going to be happy with the Perma-Spike itself, because there are some towers which Ninja Kiwi have not touched with a 1 gigaparsec pole in like 30 updates or so. Like I'm saying with Grandmaster Ninja or the Crossbow Master. I wonder when they are going to get some changes added to them, and whether they are positive changes or negative changes, because it feels like some towers are incredibly neglected, but then when it comes to like Geraldo or the Glaive Lord or Glue Storm or Spike Storm, they get changes like every single update or every single other update. 70 is going to have uses of both of our towers here, rather than just always being Ball Lightning at like the beginning and then our Perma-Spike getting some purpose at the end here and stuff like that. So it's good to see that both towers have a purpose within round 70. Or any round with camo balloons, where we just have to solely rely on our Perma-Spike for the time being to pop everything that has the wannabe principles of trying to blend in with their environments. In this case, very poorly. One of the BFBs managed to go down to Moabs. That will somewhat speed up the process, right? Right? I mean, sometimes the Heart of Thunder can reach this BFB over here. It still wasn't. Oh, that might have given me some hope. That might have saved me about 5 seconds of my life. And, well, not you, because lots of the parts of this scenario have been edited out, as you can probably tell already. Once again, Perma-Spike, you have a purpose. Camo regrows ceramics. Also fortified as well, sorry about that. I knew I forgot something. Round 75. Do not worry, you're not missing out on anything impactful. With the occasional poppage of balloons, and the remaining gameplay is us just slowly chipping away at the health of these BFBs. I promise you, nothing important has been edited out, sorry. People do like to ask for full gameplay, but I just don't see the purpose of uploading what will essentially be an hour plus of stalling Moabs. Round 74. 5 coming to a close at some point with the Perma-Spike piles holding up extremely well. Yeah, this is definitely the most funny map when it comes to Perma-Spike as well as the Dartling Gunner, just because your other tower can literally make advantage of the small box over here, so that then they can interact with balloons or be able to send back balloons multiple times in order to ensure that you can grow the most amount of Perma-Spike piles as you possibly can. And also while you're able to use these boxes as well for the Perma-Spike itself to deploy spikes elsewhere and not just at the very end here. Like you could purposely try and whittle down a particular kind of target which might be taking a little bit too much time out of your life to try and bob, and speed up a process with some risk being involved, meaning that you're leaving less piles at the very back here. Round 78 in all its camo glory here. No, thank you. Perma-Spike cleaning up where the ball lightning cannot. Not that much damage though, not much casualties inflicted upon the Perma-Spike, because whatever we lose, we shall regrow back. And the second lot of ceramics are going to all end up where the Perma-Spike at the back is here. As long as we can support the Perma-Spike can support us. It's a symbiotic relationship, okay? We help them, they help us. We, as in the Druid, helping out the non-monkey based tower here, which apparently has a monkey inside the spike factory chugging them out. And the reason why this has a far slower attack rate is because the one solo monkey inside there has to lift up a far heavier spike pile in order to chuck out. Also, the same thing occurs with the super mines as well. That's much heavier, which is why the attack speed of that also decreases down. Also down to game mechanics and all that sort of jazz. Round 79, a bunch of regrow balloons, but thanks to Heart of Oak, Heart of Thunder is interacting with all of the regrow balloons and saying, hey, you're not allowed to be a regrow balloon. Go away with your heart property. Become a regular balloon. I swear, I never see balloons the same nowadays ever since I started playing this game. Every time I see a heart balloon, I just think they're going to multiply out of control, even though there's no biological implications inside a real-life ass balloon. And no, there's no such thing as a balloon which has literally just a butt cheeks, so you could just say an ass balloon. There probably is one somewhere out there. I wouldn't like to see a picture of it though, otherwise I would also, again, never be able to see balloons the same way again. Fortified BFBs are obviously going to take much more of a pounding to get rid of, but with all the piles that we've thrown at the back of the track here, no need to worry. I think it'll be the mid-80s when we'll be able to afford the Superstorm, but the question is, will I get too bored too quickly if I purchase it right away? I'd rather just get it, rather than risk losing all of my piles at the back here. My wonderful piles of spikes. I promised you, you haven't missed out on anything at all. Hello. Goodbye. Yeah, just the amount of piles that we can grow at the back here just means that there's absolutely zero chance of them going through. Obviously, if there's enough RBE in a single target, then no matter how many piles you have grown at the back here, like you could God boost this, which is a terminology of itself, where you've ultra boosted it, you've perma brewed it, you've true sun godded it with maximum support buffs and all that jazz, give it, and also jungle drums, homeland defense, any other kind of buff that applies to the spike factory here. Regardless of how many buffs you give it to increase attack speed and increase the potency of each pile, even if you get like the absolute max amount, we're going to hit a point where you can't grow enough spikes in order to deal with everything. That's just facts. Just the fortified ones left to deal with here, and the remaining super fortified ceramics, you are actually a good thing. Replenish our losses here, thank you very much. And they are to go down at some point. Sooner better than later, please. Green balloon, you were chucked back but not damaged. What is the meaning of this? I think we should be able to afford our Superstorm on this round, but can we survive this round? That is the question. That is a lot of Moabs going into the spike pile here. Yeah, we're going to get Superstorm now. Getting kind of concerned about losing too many Perma-Spike piles. I'm not 100% sure on the maximum potency if you just have like every single spike pile that you possibly can without any other, external buffs. And see you all in the next 420 years and 69 seconds, because that's how long it's going to take to get rid of these ZMGs with just this. Here's a little fun facts while waiting. The Grand Saboteur Ninja and the Grand Master Ninja both have exactly the same amount of OG completions in a 2TC scenario. Here's another fun fact. The biggest one has zero 2TC completions. Popinor has 11 completions. And Balloon Incineration, 53. 53 combinations found with Balloon Incineration. Here's another fun fact. I've been recording for 42.5 minutes now, and we're only on round 88. What's going to happen on round 90, which is actually going to be a fast round, to be honest. DET's getting chucked back. Yeah, that was a really quick round in comparison to some of the other previous rounds. Any round with a ZMG on it is just taking so long. I could put this on close or normal, but that won't make a difference because they won't even reach this far into the track. I heard you like your fun facts. The Sun Avatar only has two Tower Chimp originals. The anti-balloon, actually the Tech Tower has more than the Sun Avatar with 17. The anti-balloon has 70 combinations. And Dark Champion has 41. However, I'm just typing these on the Balloons Tower Defense 6 index and just seeing what the results are with the OG compilations only box ticked. You saw how round 90 went. It was just pretty much the same story for round 93, so you didn't miss much, to be honest. Round 94 done. Now round 95. Purple balloons won't be popped that easily. But our Superstorm, I think, does have the normal damage type. Obviously, the Ball of Lightning and the regular tornadoes don't, but DDT's very, very, very under control, and only a few of them may even make it to where the Perma-Spike. The Superstorm handled round 95 on its own, for goodness sakes. I expected like a few DDTs to make their way to the end here just because of the Pierce gap and all that jazz, but nothing got to the I'll just call it a super brittle there. Different tower altogether. Nothing got to the Perma-Spike there. What? Okay, some of them are making it there now, but that's just the sheer amount of RBE and Pierce that we're dealing with right now here. Always aiming our Druid on last, just so it's always targeting these ZMGs and getting anything that's coming along here from down this way. You know, I think it's the best use of our projectiles if we just keep on last, although I think it doesn't really matter at this given stage of the game where our damage priority is. We can only damage one ZMG or target one ZMG at a time because all of them being chucked back. Don't worry, round 97 is going to be, I could even make myself a coffee. But I'm not going to risk it, honestly. You know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to make myself a coffee when round 97 starts. Oh my god, there's still ZMGs. What this makes me think of is like doing stuff in a game while doing something in real life, like like just doing something else in your spare time. I was thinking you could fit a training regime going on here. You could become extremely fit while also doing the 2 tower chimps achievement. You could do like a set of press ups. You could do some going up and down the steps really fast, like going 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. You could do some jumping squats. You could do all of that while waiting for round 97. This game could serve as the basis of your training regime to do something IRL and then come back feeling much healthier, while these ZMGs are still ZMGs. Finally, one of them's gone down. The sudden change in tone is very, very relatable. As you can tell visually, some spikes do eventually disappear because of the fact that their time expiration has expired. Round 98. Is this going to be only half as long as round 97? Possibly, but it's probably the same thing with Balloon Crush, honestly. Like, Superstorm and Balloon Crush could compete one up to see which one can stall around for the longest amount of time in order to get through that scenario. Like, finally, a worthy opponent. Our battle will be legendary. Testing grounds, round 97. Superstorm versus Balloon Crush to see which tower can stall around for longest. I just honestly think it might be Superstorm, honestly, just because of a chuck back rather than just knocking them back a little bit while slaying them. Because the Balloon Crush will obviously be able to fire on them much more frequently, just because we're not chucking them back as far as, let's say, Superstorm would. Oh my god, there is a god out there, and their name is True Sun God. Or at this stage, because I've waited for so long and my veins have started to boil over from sheer boredom, perhaps Vengeful. You could say a Vengeful True Sun God. Aren't I so funny? Okay, I'm gonna leave. No, really, don't leave. Round 98 done and dusted. Now the fortified DDTs, not a single worry at all. They all get chugged back. Nothing to worry about. Is any of them gonna reach the the Perma-Spikes here? You know what? Let's just go to close now, just to get through this scenario just a little bit sooner. I'm honestly thinking that we can actually pop the bad if I just have this here and have this massive pile at the back here, just continuously slowing them down, honestly. Well, continuously having our back end here, to be honest. What if a bad can actually reach any of them? Oh my goodness sakes. Yep, that was good. That was good. Oh, dearie me. It's pretty much game over for all of you now. To think... Actually, I'm just going to put you on normal, just because there's no risk now. There's no risk of what we could do here. But yeah... Once the bad is popped, it's just game over. Like, that's the only weakness to a Superstorm in a 2-tower chimp scenario, which is the bad, which is why you need a strong second tower in order to get you through that scenario. I'm trying to make it easy for you, Perma-Spike, for you to get some damage. Even if we have maximum reach, we still can't do it. Oh, for goodness sakes. Like, this is just... It's a hilarious combination, because this is one of stalling. This is one of just waiting around, doing its own thing. Do you think you missed out on anything? Well, when the bad popped, it was pretty much game over. So not really much was missed out on, to be honest. I like this combination. I like it in ways in which is, well... If you've got an hour to spare, then this is the 2-tower chimps run for you. So that is, folks, the Superstorm and Perma-Spike 2-tower chimps. And where do all my Perma-Spike piles go? How dare you remove them from the game? Thank you. And unlike real life Lego, which would be OP against the balloons, like a fortified bad would look at one brick of Lego and it would just turn backwards. It's like, nah, not even I can withstand this. So there you go, everyone. That is Superstorm and Perma-Spike. definitely a good combination, to be honest. I'm going to look up Superstorm Carpenter Spikes. I don't think that's going to have as much success. Yeah, only 6 maps have done Superstorm Carpenter Spikes, whereas like Superstorm Perma-Spike has 23. What about Superstorm Spiked Mines won't have anything now. And obviously we can't have super mines in 2 Tower Chimps because that's just too expensive. Perhaps maybe we will have a super mines in a 2 Tower Chimp scenario one day if SJB just releases a video saying super mines is impossible for 2 Tower Chimps, just like he did with Ultra Boost. But then again, the Ultra Boost, when he made that video, the price of the Ultra Boost upgrade itself was like definitely over 100k on hard. It's like 120k if I remember correctly, or something along those lines. I can't remember now. I didn't play the game properly back in those days. Thank you all so much for watching, everybody. And I didn't even have a channel back then as well. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then please be sure to give the video a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel so that you can see more videos like this in the future. And if you really, really want to see me suffer doing a 2 megapod scenario with a 220 mortar, then please be sure to subscribe so that you see that. You don't want to miss out on it. It's going to be a heaping amount of fun. We never have fun on this channel. By the way, we do. It's just it's one of those love-hate relationships. We love it, but we hate it. We hate it, but we love it. It's symbiotic in a way. Thank you all so much for watching, everyone, and take care of yourselves. Also, this is a black border guide to Resort. Not that you really need one, because Resort is like one of the easiest maps in the game. Anyway, take care of yourselves, everybody.